What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Your Financial Independence. So as you can tell by the thumbnail, today is going to be everything Trulieve, like their earnings that just came out. Quick disclaimer, they were amazing earnings. I've got multiple pages right here of notes. And just anybody that is new to investing, I'm kind of new myself. I've only been at it like 2.5 years. But one thing that really helps me out a lot, and I think is good advice, is when you're listening to the conference calls, get down a pencil that I keep right here, or a pen, whatever you want. Grab some kind of paper and just take notes. It depends. I'm more of a visual learner, so me listening to it, pausing, writing something down, starting it back up, I mean, it gets drilled into your head, every single thing that the company's doing. So yeah, we're going to be going over everything. Basically, I still highly suggest going over the earnings call, listening to the whole thing. There were some good questions that got answered at the end. But yeah, so we're going to go over basically everything you need to know about the earnings that just got released today. And then before I forget, or that way just in case I don't forget, Tattooed Chef earnings are tomorrow, November 16th, after the market close. So definitely going to be paying attention to that. And I hope they include something as to why they had to reschedule. Even if it's just, we didn't account for this thing. We wanted to make sure we had accurate results. Give us investors an answer to why you had to reschedule. Even though it's not the biggest deal in the world, I would still like to know why they had to reschedule. And I always have to add this in here. If you did like this content, you like this video, it helps out this channel so much if you subscribe and like, but only if you did enjoy this content. But I'm not going to waste any of y'all's time. Let's go ahead and get on with the video. So you're going to have to excuse me. I'm going to, be reading along all my notes that I got here. So Kim Rivers started out, this is the 15th profitable quarter in a row now for Trulieve. Remain firmly on offense for the growth. Now that Harvest acquisition is finished, Trulieve is now the most profitable, highest revenue multi-state operator, otherwise known as MSO, in the United States. So for this quarter, the combined companies, so Trulieve and Harvest, would have produced $316 million in revenue with the companies combined. But for Trulieve only numbers, it was $224 million, which represents a 64% increase year over year. And you get all this great revenue growth with industry-leading gross margins of 69%, with 155 dispensaries, which is 40% greater than the nearest competitor. Pretty sure they were basically calling out Curaleaf right there. But so yeah, that's the nearest competitor to Trulieve. 47 dispensaries outside of Florida compared to just 2 1 year ago. That's now you can really start to see the growth, the trajectory of this company. A year ago, they only had 2 stores outside of Florida. Everybody that's invested in this company, they know that Trulieve started in Florida. They really honed in on the Florida market, which is a phenomenal market, probably the best market that they could be in to really get a strong dominant brand in. But now, compared to 2, now they have 47 dispensaries outside of Florida now. So the growth is insane. And now you can really start to see where this company is going. I mean, look at how many more states are going to legalize, which we'll get into in a little bit as one of their opinions on that matter as far as federal legalization goes. So market-leading operations in Arizona, Florida, and Pennsylvania. So they're now leading the markets in those 3 states compared to just, what used to be only Florida. So now it's 3 states that they have a market-dominant stance in. So still staying focused on redeploying profits to build new stores. They made a very strong statement there that all their profits, basically, they're going to continue. They're really focused on growth. That's what I want y'all to get out of that. This company is like nothing but growth, with still, which we'll get into in a little bit, still having a very awesome, amazing balance sheet. So steadily releasing more brands. They released 4 new brands this quarter. Now there's 750 SKUs in stores today. 750 SKUs. If you don't know what a SKU is, that's basically, this flour named this and then another flour. So different options for you as a consumer to buy is basically a SKU. That was a really crappy job at explaining that, but I hope y'all get what I'm trying to say. Now, Harvest stores open this month. This is a really big topic right here. So Harvest stores open this month have already seen a 35% increase in revenue run rate. If you don't know what that means, that's basically like an annual run rate. There's multiple different things for it, but it's a method of projecting revenue over a long period of time, which is usually about a year. Most companies will usually do that. So basically, the companies, the growth is insane. That's the only way I can kind of put it. So now 108 dispensaries in Florida with plans to open 5 more stores by year end. They said that in the conference call, so we can really look forward to, by the end of this year, basically 5 more stores in the Florida market getting open. Focusing on operational excellence with great customer experiences, working on expansion and tech advancements for the company. And one of the expansion, example of that, so they quadrupled hydrocarbon extraction, which is basically, resins or something like that. It's extractions of the flour itself. So they quadrupled the hydrocarbon expansion to keep up basically with customer demand. They basically said that, the customers, they had raving reviews of the products. The customers are basically buying this product up, and they had to basically, we got to make more, kind of like that. So Tampa Edibles Kitchen should be ramped up by the year end, so we can look forward to that, which all the edibles and stuff like that they sell. Patient growth is amazing in Florida with an average, get this, 2,600 patients added per week. For the medical market, 2,600 patients added per week. That, that kind of gets you keyed in on what kind of potential, like what kind of growth is really there. That's a lot of people. I don't know what the average spend rate per these customers are, but imagine every customer spending, like $50, $75, $100, 2,600 new patients every single week. That's insane. So the Arizona market growth, Kim Rivers actually said this herself, has even beat Truliefe's expectations and will now have the only licensed dispensary in downtown Phoenix, Arizona. So that's building a lot more brand loyalty. A lot of consumers are going to see, the Trulieve store there. Fourth quarter financials will be included, will include Harvest Health. So the next quarter that we're going to get into, it is going to be combined with Harvest Health, so we can see like what a 330 to 340s in that range of revenue. It's going to be a big jump up because now they're going to be adding Harvest Health in. 2021 revenue guidance is very confident in $815 to $850 million in revenue, which is amazing growth. It's kind of the thing we're saying, this whole entire video, growth. 16, so this is one thing I think short sellers might hit on a little bit, but they don't dig down deep into the company. They just see a news article and they're like, oh, they're losing EPS. So $16 million was a one-time expense due to the Harvest Health acquisition, which would have put the company, if they didn't have this one-time expense, at 26 cents of earnings per share, EPS. Now that they had this $16 million one-time expense, we're looking at 14 cents of actual EPS. And analysts, I want to say we're actually expecting 26 cents of EPS. So if we didn't have this Harvest Health acquisition, we would have met expectations on EPS, still crushed or, a substantial beat on revenue. But so one-time expense of $16 million. So that's why EPS was lower this quarter. But I would gladly take that for all these new stores and our market dominant position now in Arizona. I'll gladly take that as an investor in this company. So market growth is insane. And this is one of the things they said on the earnings call. It's not a matter of if, but when change will come, talking about federal legalization, which is probably that in the bank charter or the banking act, where basically they can store stuff. They can use banking access, get lower interest rates for loans. That the federal legalization is basically the biggest catalyst for any cannabis company, U.S. Canopy growth and stuff, like basically any cannabis company. Everybody is looking towards U.S. legalization, which one of the videos I made maybe a week or two ago, now we have Democrats and Republicans both trying to get a bill together to get this through. So in my eyes, me personal, my own opinion, I would like to say on a healthy conservative, year range, I would say within the next 5 years, I could see federal legalization, for normal civilians, not cops or military or pilots or anything like that. But, just normal, the average Joes, and I don't mean to say that in a bad way. The only thing about military, police, first responders, those are high safety, sensitive jobs. So the government is still being conservative with them. We don't want our military out there getting deployed, or police officers or something like that. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. The government's going to stay conservative on that for a long period of time. But in the next 5 years, I definitely see federal legalization going out there with a possibility, in my opinion, once again, of the next 2 years. I could see this. I could see this happening within the next 2 years. That's a little bit more bullish, or more close-sighted, if you will, but definitely within the next 5 years. And then one of the last things that they did mention on before the questions, which I ain't going to really hit on the questions that much. I would like y'all to actually listen to them if you do want to listen to this earnings call. Let's see. Market growth is expected to grow to $48 billion in 2026. So this is up from $26 billion in 2021. So you can see how much crazy growth the whole sector, the whole cannabis, every single cannabis company, and then you got to add on top of that how much Trulieve is dominating basically every single company out there, in my opinion. So yeah, the whole market growth, the market itself, the growth is insane. 48 billion in 2026, which this year was expected for 26 billion. So basically, quick math, that's like over 60%. That's insane. 213 million cash and cash equivalents for this quarter. This is the updated financials. This is something that I really look for. I like looking at current assets, or cash equivalent to current liabilities. Yeah, I'll still look at the whole entire assets to liabilities, but I really, really care about the current assets and liabilities, which is within 12 months. So 213 million cash and cash equivalents compared to $94 million of current liabilities. So they have more than double the amount of cash on hand to cover all their liabilities right now. That's everything that I've got. I do still highly recommend that y'all listen to the questions on the conference call. And then before y'all leave, where is it? So the I might mispronounce this. Grizzle Cannabis Conference. Miss Rivers is going to be speaking at 11 a.m. That's going to be on YouTube, and that's Eastern time once again. The Cohen 4th Annual Cannabis Conference, Miss Rivers is going to be speaking at on the 29th of November at 9:40 a.m. Eastern time. The Grizzle, my bad if I forgot to say the actual date. That's going to be the 23rd November. So 23rd November for the Grizzle, and the 29th of November for the Cowan. And I want to say there's one more. Move my mic. Nope. I could have swore there was one more. I'll have to look into that more. So yeah, a lot of great news on Trulieve. This is amazing quarter. Now, one thing, I was talking to Daniel Pronk about this. We were DMing each other, and I was expecting, it's not that much, but I was really looking forward to them breaking that $225 million in revenue. But once again, the whole sector, this wasn't an amazing quarter. For Trulieve, especially canopy growth, kind of a trash company. Don't mean to offend anybody out there. But yeah, the plays are definitely US based companies. And this quarter wasn't the best quarter for the cannabis industry. And you still have Trulieve out here beating revenue expectations, still closing deals off. They even they got new debt for I think an 8% interest rate, which is kind of high. But for the cannabis community, that was actually an industry leading 8% interest rate for their loan, basically, that they got out. So yeah, overall, phenomenal earnings call or conference call. If this company does happen to, some short sellers come out there, this company starts going down to 25. I don't see us going in the 24 range, but the 25, 26, maybe $27 range. I'm going to continue to, dollar cost average, basically. I'm going to continue buying this company. Every single thing that I look for or that I see this company doing right now, and now that I'm seeing the growth, from last year, 2 stores to now, I want to say 47, correct me if I'm wrong, but 47 stores outside of the Florida market. Yeah, 47 stores. Like, that is insane growth. The revenue, they're constantly beating revenue expectations. But yeah, I'm rambling on. I'm super excited. I just listened to the conference call maybe 2 hours ago. Super excited about this company, but I don't want to waste any more of y'all's time. If you enjoy this content, please make sure like and subscribe, and then catch me back on the next video.